Hello everyone, my name is KJ and I am a fantasy horror writer. I'm going to be tackling some of the writing routines of some famous authors to learn best practices as well as to help just get my work in progress novel finally completed. So if you're a writer looking to level up your practice, hopefully this video series will be helpful and insightful for you too. So to start off this video series, and in the spirit of the spooky season, I wanted to begin this very first video, pay tribute to the queen of Gothic literature herself, and that is Anne Rice. So if you're unfamiliar, she is best known for her Gothic fiction, especially the Vampire Chronicles, particularly the first novel in the series, The Interview with the Vampire, which was published in 1976, and it received a film adaptation in 1994. That novel, along with its sequels, had a massive impact on the popular culture surrounding vampire mythology, and it provided a more nuanced, romantic, and psychologically rich depiction of these sort of immortal monsters. Over the course of her writing career, Anne's routine definitely had to go through some adjustments. She typically wrote in the late morning to early afternoon and into the evening, for about a 5-hour session potentially. She's even mentioned that in the beginning stages, she used to actually write from 11 p.m. until 5 a.m. the next day. So, wow, talk about being a night owl. Very on brand for Anne Rice, actually, now that I think about it. Although she may not have written every single day, when she did get into the writing zone, she could do anywhere from 15 to 20 pages a day. So to put that in perspective, that's like 5,000 to 6,000 words a day, or about a chapter a day. She made a point of working in a solitary room with little to no distractions. This was usually a room in her own home, and she never went to cafes to write. Also, during these writing periods, she would consume a ton of non-fiction content. So she'd do a ton of research. She'd also consume any sort of content that had to do with the theme of the story that she was writing. So to summarize, what I'm going to be doing this week is 1, my regular morning routine, because through what I've seen, there's not too much information on what she did in the very early morning. So I have my specific routine that I do, and I will be doing that until about 10 a.m. 2, sitting down around 10 a.m. to begin the routine and going until about 3 or 4 p.m. 3, make sure my space is distraction-free, which is great because I have an at-home office, so that should be a pretty straightforward task. 4 is to tentatively aim for 5,000 to 6,000 words completed on my novel, and or word equivalent, because I do have some other projects going on as well. And 5 is to take an hour a day, maybe at the end of the writing session itself, to just take in some research or take in any sort of media that fits within the theme of the stories that I am writing. So let's jump right in. Here are 3 days of me trying Anne Rice's writing routine.
So day 1. This is a weird setup, but I'm recording in our garage / gym area. For the first half of the day is just going to be my regular routine. So I'm going to go and do some yoga, have some tea, feed my pets, and take them for a WALK.
Okay, so just got back from the dog walk. It is 9:45. So in 15 minutes, I'm going to actually start on Anne Rice's routine. Okay, so I know at the beginning of this video, I said that I'm using this as an opportunity to work on my novel, but I also have a short story that I've been working on that I'm going to send to a competition for the 15th. So I kind of wanted to take maybe like an hour and a half out of this routine just to transcribe my notes that I made on a notebook to the computer and kind of get that done and out of the way before I actually start working on the novel portion. And then I will be working on my novel longhand. Short story, me working on the short story part is done for today. I worked on it for about 2.5 hours, so it's 12:30-ish right now. I kind of went on a tangent by looking at videos of sturgeons and snakes moving through water. All in purpose of the story though, so I don't feel too bad about it. But yeah, so now the rest of the day I'm going to spend working on my novel. Right now I have about 20,000 words completed on the novel so far. Part of that is on my Word doc on my computer, but the majority of it is in here because I don't like working on a computer. I'm definitely one of those people that likes to write things longhand first, and then I will go and transcribe the story to my computer. So I don't know if I'm going to reach the 15 to 20 page goal today because I did take 2 hours out of the routine to work on the short story that I'm going to submit to competition. Yeah, I might not reach that, but I will continue working through my notebook and let you know what I get to. Okay, so it is 4 p.m. and I did not complete 15 to 20 pages. So I did get a lot done with my short story instead. I've transcribed all of my notes and it's in a pretty good place. I'm pretty happy with it. There's just some final editing that I need to make on it. I think I probably clocked in about like maybe 1,500 words today in edits. So that's actually not too bad. Definitely not 5 to 6K. I did run into a few challenges today, just in the fact that I had to film all of this. And shockingly enough, filming takes a long time. And also filming yourself in the process of doing your routine takes a long time. So other than that, no other challenges. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. So today is day 2. I'm really excited to finish my short story. I'm almost done with it. I'm like on the precipice. So I think today I'm still gonna work on it and work on my novel on the second half of the day. So yeah, I'll keep in mind the overall word count of everything that I work on though. Yeah, so we'll just see how things go. Very beautiful. Nice sunny day out today. Okay, so sitting down to write my short story, I'm really excited about working on it. I feel like it's really coming together. I like how it's visually unfolding. Also work on the novel. Maybe put on some lo-fi Halloween style music to get me in the spooky spirit. And we'll see where we get. how she did it, because this is nuts. Maybe I need to stop being so obsessive about like the whole actually getting 15 to 20 pages done. That was great for Anne Rice. It seems a little bit impossible to do right now on my end. It's still been really effective and it's still been really good to do. I'm getting a lot done and I'm getting this short story really like nicely cleaned up and putting a lot of focus into doing like a lot of research, and just cleaning things up that way has been really, really helpful. And that was one of the things that Anne Rice was very adamant about as well. And I'm definitely doing that with the work that I've done with my novel and with the work that I'm doing with the short story right now, especially the short story right now. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited to send it to this competition. And I think the whole aspect of taking in a lot of nonfiction content has really informed my writing. So at the end of the day, oh, my back hurts from sitting at my desk for so long. So now I'm just gonna go and do some more yoga, take in some content, do more research. I think tonight I'm just gonna do more research. That's what I feel inspired to do right now. So we'll see. Day 3. Hi everybody. I'm recording from my at-home gym just because I want to have a change of scenery. Already started the day going out for a walk with the doggies, and it's almost 10 now, so we're gonna get started on the routine itself. And yeah, it's Friday the 13th today, by the way, so that's kind of interesting. I only realized it like yesterday that it was Friday the 13th. So I don't know. Maybe that will be of a benefit to the mood of these writing projects and spirit of Anne Rice, or maybe it might be terrible and a bad omen. Who knows? Hopefully the first one. But anyway, we will get on with the day and I will let you know how things go. So day 3 has passed and I have officially completed Anne Rice's writing routine. I have now already submitted to the competition, the first competition that I was getting prepped for, and I will submit it to more competitions and we'll see how it does. And I did add more to my novel, which is great, but the majority of the focus was on completing that short story, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. A couple of things that were really, really great about this routine that I really, really enjoyed was, for one, the emphasis on research. I really feel like that informed my writing a lot more and made it a lot more rich. So hopefully other people will think that too. Having a room that was quiet and distraction free was very beneficial. That way I didn't end up like doom scrolling on my phone, which I have been prone to doing. So that's And then challenges. I think the biggest challenge was the idea of getting 15 to 20 pages, or essentially a chapter, 5,000 to 6,000 words done a day. That was not a thing that happened. Again, that's great for Anne Rice, but it was just a little bit too much to chew on my end. Other challenges, personally, I like the midday schedule. It worked for me in my schedule, but if you are somebody that doesn't work from home and you have like a 9-to-5 job, this won't work. You can't be in two places at once. Something that I found is Anne Rice did not like going to cafes, and she didn't like going to places where there would be noise or people around. But that is something that I do like doing. Yeah, it's nice to be able to get up and to move around, and I like kind of the vibe of having people around that energizes me. Yeah, it can be really isolating to just like be totally isolated. The biggest takeaway that I can take from my research about Anne Rice and really getting into her routine and just learning kind of more about who she was, and she was so involved with her community. She was just so ready to reach out to people with advice and support. That was kind of an unexpected part of kind of diving into her routine, and what she did to write was just learning more about that side of her as a human being. And it was really wonderful to see, and I'm so sorry that she's no longer with us. And a little light has gone out from the world now. You know, I always saw in sort of like her interviews, recordings of her live streams, that she would seal off any piece of advice by saying, you know, take what works for you. And if anything that I say does not resonate with you, then throw it away. Then nothing is set in stone. Routines are always adaptable. And just because she worked in a certain way doesn't mean necessarily that the only way to be good at writing. So it was a wonderful experience to do this routine and learn more about Anne Rice and who she was as a person. I do actually believe that her celebration of life ceremony hasn't actually happened yet. So I will leave more information in the description below. There is still an opportunity to go and pay homage to Anne Rice and to celebrate her life. So thank you so much for joining me for this video. Let me know if there are any other authors you think that I should do the writing routines of in the comments below. If you haven't, it would be amazing if you could like and subscribe, hit the little, smack that little dingy bell, and thank you so much for tuning in.